Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just want to do a quick story time, honey. I'm gonna make it quick because y'all know I can ramble. So, about 3 years ago, my hairdresser noticed a lump on the back of my head. It was real small. I'm gonna say it probably was like the size of a dime. You had to feel it to know it was there. You didn't just see it, but because he's washing my hair, he could feel it. So I didn't pay no mind. Like, I don't know what I thought it was, but I knew it. I did not think that it was like cancer or, anything like that. So I just didn't pay no attention because it was so small. And my initial thought was like, okay, it'll go away. No big deal. So fast forward 3 years later, during the time frame, it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But sometimes, I kid you not, sometimes it'll feel like it got smaller and it'll give me hope. Like, okay, it's going to go away. So, not fast forward 3 years later, fast forward 2 years later. I went to my general doctor. She referred me to, girl, what is some people called? A general surgeon? A dermatologist. That's who she referred me to, was a dermatologist. They felt it, told me that they felt like it was a lipoma, scheduled my surgery to have it removed. I tell my husband, like, okay, my surgery is this day. I need you to drop Jamie off because it was early in the morning. My son, Jamie. I needed my husband to drop Jamie off at school so that I could have my surgery. It was going to be outpatient. I didn't need nobody to come with me. Just go, get it removed, come back home. I could drive myself out of it. They weren't going to put me under or nothing. So, cool. My husband decides to book a flight to go to Florida. Didn't say a word to me on the day. No, I'm lying. Not on the day. Kobe said hi. A day or two before my surgery, but he wasn't going to be back. So I was beyond livid because I wanted it out of my head. I didn't want that in my head anymore. And it just brought back some ill feelings because I had just lost my mom that year. And, I could always depend on her to be there for me for whatever I needed. No, my husband's not replacing my mother, but you're now who I would depend on. You're now who I write down for my emergency contact because I don't have nobody else. You're the closest thing, but whatever. I let that go. Okay. Can't make it to the surgery because I don't have nobody to take my son to school, all of that. Okay. So I don't think no more about it. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to pray that it just goes away. I'm just going to pray. Because I did Google, after they confirmed it was a lipoma, I Googled, is it cancer? Can it harm me? Google ain't a truth teller. It's not cancer. And it ain't that it can't harm me. It's that it can get so large that it becomes uncomfortable. Like it was uncomfortable for me to sleep. And I discovered later on that you want to get those removed because they can start to intertwine with nerves, start to wrap around tendons in your body that's going to cause you harm. So you want to get them out. And Google was just like, it's not harming you. If it ain't, just let it be. It's not going to bother you, which isn't true. But okay. Nonetheless, now fast forward 3 years later. So 2 weeks ago, it got so big that I had to always wear my hair down. I could never wear my hair. I was self-conscious about putting my hair in a ponytail, just like this, and pull back. I was self-conscious about that. I definitely could not wear my hair up. I couldn't get braids because you would see it, and I was self-conscious about it. Like I'm abnormal. It's a big lump on the back of my head. I'm going to insert pictures. Big lump on the back of my head. So 2 weeks ago, scheduled an appointment to the doctor. I was just like, I want it removed. I'm tired of it being there. He felt it, confirmed lipoma. He was like, we're going to have to put you out like 3 weeks for surgery. I'm like, damn, okay, no big deal. I did not want to bring that into the new year. So I'm like, Dad, that's kind of pushing it, but whatever. That I want it out, so it doesn't matter. So they call me the next week. No, he tells me too at the appointment, like, you're gonna have to get tested for COVID. Huh? He's gonna come again and say what? Like, I was just in fear. I did not care about them slicing open my head and putting me to sleep to do it. Oh, I'm missing parts of the story. Okay, I had my annual. I had her look at it so that she could send me another referral. And she was like, oh, you don't need another referral. Just call blah, blah. So I ended up finding a dermatologist that was closer to me versus the one that I went to 2 years ago. A year ago. It doesn't matter. The one that I went to originally. So, okay, I did my research, found a dermatologist, called and scheduled an appointment, and he measured it. And he was like, I would normally take this out. My limit, like I stop if it's larger than 3, I believe, centimeters. And I was like, embarrassed. He was like, yours is at 5. Like, it's 5 centimeters long. Like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to refer you to someone else. So that kind of, stop, Kobe, made me uneasy. Not because I had to be referred to somebody else, just like, dang, if you had got this taken care of when you first noticed it, that you don't even have to go to the hospital. You could just go to the dermatologist. They would shoot it, numb it, slice it, take it out. You let this thing get so big, the dermatologist was like, I'm not touching it. I'm going to refer you to a general surgeon to remove that from your head. And I was just like, oh, shame on you, too big. You're too big. Oh, don't mind Jacoby and her hair. Listen, I'm not a hairdresser. I tried. But, she like a little who baby. A little ponytail sticking straight. That's what my baby look like. Oh, is she just pop back here? Oh, God. Okay, so, let me hurry up. Okay, so I go see him. He confirmed his lipoma. Told me I'll be 3 weeks out of surgery. And, I would have to be put to sleep because of the size, just for the comfort. He just recommended me be put to sleep. So it was a general anesthesia, where I would sleep, but not like out, which I was. Or I was out, honey. I don't remember nothing, but I'm gonna get there. So he was like, you got to be tested for COVID first. If your COVID test come back positive, that's gonna push you out 2 more weeks for the surgery. I'm like, okay, now I'm not worried. I don't think that I've come in contact with anybody that has COVID, and I don't feel any way. Not to say that I couldn't have it, but I wasn't worried about, it might come back positive. I'm going to be 2 weeks out. Wasn't concerned with that at all. I didn't care about being put to sleep and them slicing open my head. That didn't bother me. My worst fear was the COVID test. I damn near had a panic attack worrying about the COVID test. I was on edge. Everything irritated me because I was just so in fear of taking that test. Had to take my test on a Sunday. So I went to the doctor Thursday. No, I'm lying. It doesn't matter. They called me within a week to get it scheduled. He said 3 weeks. They called me within a week to get it scheduled. She was like, all right, we got your surgery schedule. It's going to be on Thursday, December 3rd. Let me make sure I got my day right. Because I'm lying. It was Thursday, December the 5th. I'm still lying. When did I get this out of my head? Thursday. It was Thursday. Thursday, December the 5th. So my COVID test was scheduled for Sunday, December the 1st. And they had called me that Thursday prior. To get out of that schedule before Thanksgiving. So Wednesday prior. Never mind. My surgery was Thursday, December the 5th. My COVID test was Sunday, December the 1st. So I get up, I go, I pull around to the building. I didn't have to get out of my car or nothing. The lady come up to me, girl. So the night before, I'm looking up Dr. Pimple Popper, watching her remove lipomas. Girl, then I started Googling, well, not Googling, finding YouTube videos of people experience with the COVID test, and people just had horror stories. Like, it was just so uncomfortable. And some person said that they stuck it so far up their nose that blood came out. Like, what? Wait a minute. And I literally almost just like, bump it. I'm going to keep that lipoma on the back of my head for life because I don't want the discomfort of my nose. So anyway, I pull around. She was like, why are you being tested? And I was like, well, I have a surgery scheduled. Can't go to my surgery until I get tested. And she's like, oh, okay, so we're going to have to do a rapid test and your surgery is Thursday. So she had this little jar, the well, it's not a Q-tip. It looks like the thing, for those of you that have babies, it looked like the thing that you clean the bottles out with. It looked like that, just of course much smaller. So it had them little pringy things on the end. And matter of fact, I ever seen a furry caterpillar. Like, that's what the little prongs look like a little furry caterpillar. So she had me break a piece off, like break the stick, take that in, and she was like, you're gonna do it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I ain't gonna hurt myself, so I should be fine. So I can't tell you, like, the length was like that big. Like, that was the length of the little pokey caterpillar looking part. That had to go all the way up the nose. So she just watched me. So I pulled my mirror down so I could see myself, and she's watching me, and she was like, okay, go a little further, and go a little further. Okay, now hold this part down and twist for 10 seconds. I ain't counting. I let her, you keep track, sis. I'm got enough concentration going on up here. So I did that. She had me pull it out, do that same thing to this side of my nose. I'm like, girl, so when I put out the first one, I'm like, oh, girl, boogers done came out. She's like, it's okay, it's normal. That means you got it up there further. That, you know, that means you have it up where it's supposed to be. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I do that side. I'm like, oh, I can see stuff. Like, you just see, it looks wet. It's just like snot is what's on the tip. It did have that, you know, have you ever like bit or got some horseradish? Oh my God, like that, you know how I make your nose burn? It had that feeling, but I didn't tear up. I didn't cry. None of that. It didn't hurt. It did not hurt. Do you hear? It did not hurt. If you feel like you have COVID or come in contact with somebody with COVID, go get tested. Politely ask, do you mind if I do this myself? I mean, if they tell you no, I'll go find another location where they'll let you do it yourself. I think people have those horror stories because somebody's just ramming. They don't know you. They don't know your body. They can't see what they're doing. They're just ramming it. I think this is the top. Let me start. Like, I think that's why everybody had them horror stories, because other people are doing the most. No news is good news. Nobody called me. I kind of figured that I was COVID free, but going to my surgery Thursday. Girl, Jacoby, it's all intertwined. I mean, the blood balloons. Trying to hurry up the story, girl. So, Thursday come. We just got a new puppy, so I didn't want to leave the dog in the house by itself. So I just had my husband drop me off. He could have came. I had to be at the hospital at 9-something. Surgery went until 11-something. He could have come up there with me, but then we would have had to find somebody to watch my daughter. Now, that just would have been the most, so I just did it alone like a G. Just went up there by myself. They asked had I been tested, which y'all already know. I couldn't came in here. Whatever. So, they take me back, tell me what's going on, what they doing. They keep asking me, so what are you here for? So what are you here for? Same like when you have a cesarean, they ask you that. Y'all know I'm in here to have a baby, but they make you say, I'm here to get a cesarean. to deliver my child. Like, they make you say it, I guess. They probably got sued. Touching stuff they weren't supposed to touch after somebody was out. Like, I ain't signed up for that. I didn't know what a blah, blah, blah was. So, I don't like needles. I do not like needles. So, she started my IV in my hand. I think she was going to do it like right here on my arm. She started in my hand. First, she did this one. And I ain't never had this before. People, I'm not a lick. Why are you trying to get my veins popping, girl? Like, I ain't never had nobody do that. Usually they just tie it off, you know, tie a little arm off and then look and wait. But she was thumping. Like, girl, she was like, your veins ain't showing, you know, they ain't coming out, whatever. I'm like, okay. She looked at this hand. She was like, okay, this hand look a little better. Thumping on this hand. She inserted it, girl. Started moving it around. Come on, let me get some blood. Oh, girl, I was like, I could punch you in the throat. I already told you. And it ain't even a needle. To get your IV started, it's just a sharp piece of plastic that they shoot up there. But anyway, it hurt. She ended up busting my vein. So she gave me some Tylenol. And then I couldn't eat or drink. No, I'm lying. I couldn't eat from midnight the prior night, and I couldn't drink 2 hours before it was time for me to be there at 9. So I was just like, I'm not going to eat or drink past midnight just to save myself the trouble. Girl, oh, and then when I first got in there, she was like, we're going to need a urine sample from you. And I'm thinking to myself, why? Y'all told me not to eat or drink nothing, so I'm going to struggle to get y'all some pee, but why? So it ain't dying on me, but they couldn't do surgery if I was pregnant. Girl, don't, sis. It's the last thing I got to worry about me being. So I go in there, I use the bathroom. She was like, all right, you're not pregnant. I already knew that. Okay, I don't want no more kids. So we got a dog. Hello. Anywho, so, girl, I'll be rambling. I'm gonna work on it. It's gonna be a New Year's resolution. Long story short, girl, she busted my vein. She started an IV of, I forgot what she told me, but basically it was to settle my stomach before they, gave me my anesthesia so that my stomach wouldn't be all messed up since I hadn't eaten or drinking. And to give me some fluid. She started me on the IV drip. So, when she inserted that medicine, my hand burned. And I was like, oh, it's burning. She was like, really? Another nurse just happened to be walking by. She stopped her like, can you check that for me? She mentioned it was burning. And my hand had bubbled. So, like, a portion, probably not that big, but, like, that big, had bubbled because she busted my vein. What? Me? So the nurse was like, no, not you, Kobe. So the nurse was like, well, you popped it. But I could see, whatever they was looking at the IV, they could see that I guess it was going in. I don't know. So then that nurse put some saline in it. It's bubbled again. And I was like, this ain't burning. It's just it's uncomfortable. Like, it's not a comfortable feeling. She's like, okay, that's because it busted. But, I could try to start you. Nope. I'm going to deal with this pain. Don't start me no new nothing. So then my anesthesiologist came in. Probably like, it was closer to 11. So I had been there for a little second. Girl, I watched a little half of a Hallmark movie. She came in. I could see the syringe. And I'm like, what you about to do? I'm thinking she about to give me a shot. I'm like, what you about to do? So I'm going to put this in your IV. I'm like, oh, okay. So then they wheel me back. Everybody, we all talking. I go into the surgical room. They give me another warm blanket. I love that hospitals do that. Give you a little warm blanket. And they be so warm. Gave me another one of those. I had to take all my clothes off. I couldn't have nothing on except for my underwear. Like, real, y'all, just up here. But I couldn't have nothing else on. And I don't remember nothing after that. I don't remember nothing after my hot blanket. I remember somebody waking me up, and I was like, is it over? She was like, yep, you all done. Another nurse came in. I had a lot of blood that dripped on this side of my head, so she came in and wiped that up. What else happened? That was it. That was it from surgery. I used the bathroom. They gave me a ginger ale. They called my husband. He said, I'm already outside. Cool. The doctor had called him to let him know the surgery went well and that I was going to be in recovery for a little while. And then a nurse would call. And he just came over there from that call. So, okay, cool. Everything good. I come home. I'm not really in no pain. I get home around 1 something. Then pain hit. I'm like, all right, well, let me lay down. I just want to rest. But I couldn't. No position was comfortable. I was in excruciating pain. And these people did not prescribe me no medicine. Told me I could rotate ibuprofen and Tylenol. Sis, y'all just sliced the back of my head. Stitched it back up. What's we talking about? Give me something. What are we talking about? Girl? My husband just had a tumor removed from his finger. It's like we're not people over here. I don't know. He just had a tumor removed from his finger and they prescribed him Vicodin. So that's what I did. So that I cannot be in that pain. And still that whole night, I still was in pain. I had to get the little airplane pillow. Prop that up on my neck. I had to sleep sitting up, and then I put an ice pack on the back of that to try to like ease some pain. I got no rest. The struggle was real. The next day, I still didn't feel good. The third day, I was like, all right, I'm good. I feel better. Like that first day, I couldn't even do like this. And even still doing like this right now, I could feel the stitch. Like, but I couldn't. It hurt so bad. So yeah, this is my story of having a lipoma on the back of my head. Again, I'm gonna insert pictures. Had to have surgery. Had to be put to sleep. But I got through it. Girl, Jacoby came out my closet with some Tim's on. Girl. So that's it, y'all. Just wanted to give y'all a little story time of December. What December 2020 ended like for me.